Seeing how exactly it materializes. Box has been tagged down, but before he goes down, he'll get a kill of his own.
Oh, and they're collapsing on this B-bomb site, eventually taking down Twixy, so now a pathway opens up, and Joe, he just kept himself alive all the meanwhile while they wanted to get aggressive towards the B steps. Joe's being elusive, while all the meanwhile, Peku actually dueling towards the site, but they're planting towards A instead because they recognize where KOVA were positioned.
For the peak to come through, the CT still not really pulling the trigger, but instead is Box to take down his teammate. MDS, though, happy to clean up the scraps left on the table. And they are quite tasty. That's a good thing about leftovers.
Means you can't, of course, recover any of those rifles that were dropped by Nemiga, but there's no
Consistent one, but Spargo on the op can be very hit or miss, and that's what I want to see. I need to see Pietola, Uli, and Spargo all come up with some good, so we expect them to excel, perhaps slightly more. They do have those stand-ins, and switching over to CT will be incredibly difficult, but right now, they just make themselves work with an eco round.
Yeah, no real problems in this one. They've already dealt with the player that had armor, so as well for KOVA, right? So should be interested to see how quickly he gets his hands on that.
Yeah, we'll have to wait to find out, but even so...
Counter Molotov in, they're still deploying utility, and they still haven't made any real progress in getting into the site. Counter flash, Twixy through the smoke, it's good for Joe, and doubling up for the second. 3 kills so far for Twixy. They do find HP as he dials in the digits, and Zorte has to get himself a fair distance back. Fantastic shot on Spargo, equalizing the affair, and a flash primed and ready for the relocation of Forcer, but he gets his stuff, and they're waiting for the flank. The wrapping play from Pietola, and it's gonna be enough to get themselves around the other side. Ooh, catching Yuli unsuspecting. And that's not the way you want to open up Forster. The full spam as well through the wood. Both B-site players get shot through the flooring. And KOVA, they've lost control of this round, surely. Yeah, Zorte, another kill. Surely this should be your call to save.
Twix and Piku don't have a chance. Twixy's still so far forward, though, that he can't really back off, and he calls Piku to his aid, but Piku himself has gone down. That's the problem with having a player position like this. Sure, you get up on top of that. Maybe this might be a similar situation, but of course can't really count those chickens before they hatch or crack. We'll have to wait to see which of those will happen.
Yeah, I think the fortunate thing for Nemiga is that even if they are playing maybe a looser style with these stand-ins, they're getting some really good production out of players like Joe and MDS to start off this game. So at the very least, able to leverage that.
Well, moves in, tries to flick for the second, but can't quite place his crosshair at the right position, bringing it back to a 3v3. Nemiga, with a minute left on the clock, have still yet to decide where to go, but there's plenty of utility and firepower with it. MDS brings it back to a 3v2.
The bomb, but this lurking pressure could be enough, but MDS, he gets the upper hand. Oh my
What
days.
a kill. CT side of maps where he wants to get aggressive, but this is scary stuff.
Yeah, I think before Lollipop, MDS was really the star of this team, but having to take a bit more of a backseat role. But I think you're absolutely right. Someone's filling that space very adequately now that they don't have to, or they're not.
But not a lot of good shots, and that's what I'm talking about right there. Exactly what I'm talking about. Even when fully blind, Jo gets that one. Uli. Now that's what they're wondering themselves as they do move forward. Oh no!
Oh, no.
He didn't even have his gun out.
The sadness of some of these rounds here for KOVA, getting so close, and it's still a feasible chance given that HP, but kills through smoke, through the wood as well. Pretty much everything that can go wrong.
It's like Obsidian in Minecraft. But now it's Forrester to find another kill, but what? Spargo and Twixy both finding one apiece, but Forrester still trading very handily. Piku caught off while he's rotating, not clearing his angles properly as
Plans. Doesn't allow KOVA to get into position. Spargo trying to move forward, catching MDS. That's the bomb dropped right in front of the smoke. And as that clears, Spargo will have a great sightline. Another kill found. This is fantastic stuff from Spargo, but it's Jo now to try and pull this back in the clutch here for Nemiga, trying to make his impact rounds. Still remains to be seen. Nemiga have been in the driver's seat for a lot of it, but Spargo once again starting off the round well. An entry found on the AWP, while Zorte tries desperately to fire off his own shots. Not going to find any real production, so a man disadvantaged to start.
Here, he peeks out. Almost has it, but Uli comes out with an M4A1 of all guns, leaving Box and Zorre to try and fight back. Zorre on his signature AWP, but he's been forced off with a flashbang. Box, though, has gone in and knocked one out. Looking for more. It's still a 2v4. Difficult spot, but time is there. Box HP is not, and no longer...
Why is he even challenging that? That does have a lot to be desired. Just trading utility. And now they're running out of smokes. Now the flashes come through. KOVA want to fight off of this, and Zorde is holding. It out by Spargo, but he cannot hit the shot. They're trying to pressure the defuse. The idea that that's possible, Zorte getting another, and MDS finally shutting that down. Peku couldn't really see anything. That smoke blocked and obscured so much vision. While he gets one on the exit, that will be exactly that. The exit here for Peku, as instead, Nemiga take an 8th.
And that right there is one of the reasons why fewer teams are going for the full retake 8.
Absolutely. And now just pistols to try and get anything going. They do have a player still moved in towards short, so there's that threat from the back lines, but at the moment they are pushing forward into this A side, and KOVA haven't really succeeded in slowing them down. The Atola dropped, Uli does get one, but the rifle is too far away to recover. Won't be any real surprises going into follow-up rounds. Yeah, it's just Spargo left on a Deagle. He sort of retake style, even seen by teams that favor this map very heavily. Talking about
Meta changes, and so does Counter-Strike, and that's the beauty of it. And even a map like Vertigo can look beautiful. Uli, though, has found himself a quick kill early on, and MDS will follow as well, so at least there's an advantage in the race.
Yeah, last time they were in a 5 versus 3, they were able to close out rather handily. Spargo pushing that advantage even further. And while they've conceded a bit of mid-control, the bomb is very separate from these Nemiga players. So would have caught Twixie off guard, but instead getting dropped to low HP, and Twixie finishes off the job. Now just Jo, he's been spotted out. These players are weakened here on KOVA.
Spargo lies in white, and Jo lies in dirt. It tends to happen when you're shot in the head a few times over, and Spargo will at least add another daisy to be pushed up. Solo's waiting. This is a very strong angle. It's so difficult to clear this out when you've got Uli where he is. And as MDS goes forward, Piatola's got one. But primarily shooting the kill. And Spargo's done just that. Looks for more, but Piku steals it. Spargo sticks around, and it may be too long. Box will finish him off, but Piku's still lying in white. Piku to fall. Jo is scored. And back to a 2 versus 3. 4 round. Can he find a quick head to bring it back to a 2v2 while they still have time? No, he can't. 1 on 3 for Jo.
There's a possibility. Jo offered the first chance. There's an AK at his feet, but Uli just takes the duel outright. 3 in a name, 3 to 8 for Forrester. Not exactly the smoothest transition, but Jo able to make things at least an advantage for Nemiga, but it's short-lived. A quick trade from KOVA, and they can threaten the backlines. Actually wrap towards this A site, and Nemiga...
Oh, what? Are they sticking it? Are they going for it? Oh! That was so close for a second right there. I thought maybe...
Defuse, that could get into your head a little bit for KOVA. Even when the round looks so good to start. Still very, very threatening. But they start off well. Just creep through middle. All the meanwhile, the B-side's being pressured and Forrester gone.
The Atola now helping them move in, as Piku and Twixie will be the star entry.
One that just became an impossible situation for Nemiga. But those are those small fights that...
Potentially, because of that one tag, but instead it's Spargo to find the first. Zorte will go down to the Mac-10, aka the Cha-Ching gun. I like the machine gun, but with a Cha-Ching instead. Spargo gets himself out there. They do now. There's so much less pressure on you as a stand-in. You can sort of go for aim duels a lot more. And, well, right now the aim duels that MDS is going for aren't really paying off. But at the end of it all, the important point is that they're going to be able to have a gun round in the next.
See, I'm always in a weird state when CTs come to trying to save a scout. Just setting up for a B-side execute, so Forcer's on the
Oh, perfect time, but he can't land the shot. Piku tagged down so heavily, but MDS will have to be the one to follow in and follow through. Molotov still spreading all the way, and there you go. Box is good for 2, but he's traded as well. And it's all down to Zorte, who's fighting through a smoke, but can't find anyone. Zorte still fighting, still pushing. Now, the question is, Nemiga, with the very Okay, that's very nice. But Nemiga with their very, very limited buy, they will be able to pick. Did they say the AK at least, maybe?
Yeah, potentially the AK. It's always one of those places that, when it comes to the default, seems very underutilized by a lot of teams. But I mean, I'm liking what we're seeing thus far.
Exactly where you need him to be, but then he sometimes gets too aggressive, and that's exactly what's about to happen over here. But he's managed to pull it off regardless. Finds himself one, fakes out the jump, but can't really get the second regardless. Way there's he pushes in, gets himself the one, and now it's over to a one-on-one. Piatola just has to wait for the CT player to come his way, but MDS. The thing is that there's a couple of nades, some aggressive Molotovs, but Spargo's found the kill. Zorte's gone down. Piatola's threatening the smoke, and as a Molotov, really know how to adjust to the fact that KOVA's default is so B-centric very often, even later on in a round, so they can't rotate back. And sure, Forrester is consoled by a quick kill at the end, but that's just stats.
Yeah, just so threatened by exactly that. The ability for KOVA to...
Oh, Spargo, very important kill. And just to pick up, very dynamic as an AWP player. But now Forrester sees the legs, will connect, looks for more, can't find it.
So they cannot cross. Pico actually going through the flames. It's enough for MDS to get taken down. Fully strange to not see sort of maybe more concerted fights towards middle. I know
I'm sure positioning-wise, they've put a little bit more focus in towards the middle part of the map this time over. Zorte, good for one. And Jo as well, able to follow through with two of his own as he's pushed all the way through. And this is exactly what we needed to see. Jo now up is scoped in. He's not brought down. And as the Molotov comes through, that's excellent timing. That'll be putting so much damage. KOVA are killing themselves, and Twixu has just gone in and fallen over. Coolly sure the backlines can get one, but at the same time now, Nemiga, they've timed everything perfectly. They're working this like a fiddle. Spargo, though, he's still fighting back. He's still looking for duels, and he's
oh, just pistols. MDS, shotgun off up close, has a player behind him in box, but oh, missing the follow-up shots. Oh dear, that's really awkward for Yuli. He runs out of ammo. So MDS actually survives, but this B bomb site has been left exposed. The chance is there to get the cash injection. Piatola eating a nade, but it won't deter the plant. Twixy, nice kill up close, recovers an AK, and oh, suddenly somewhat feasible, but tagged and slowed be enough. The nade to follow up on top. Oh, that is perfect. And now this suddenly becomes a lot more feasible.
With the clock tick down as low as it is, but instead now it's going to be casualties galore, and they're all blue on the kill feed. Box alone picks up and up, trying to save it, and Nemiga to be able to actually hunt him with, and Box is getting aggressive to make sure he can punish if they are going for it. Box has got one more. Box looking for even more, and it looks like it'll be all she wrote for the CT economy. At this rate, they can't aggress forward for at least one. He's holding a close angle, and he will get the kill. Piku to fall. Jo, great spot to be at because he's not going to be expected, but I've lied to you. They need to go forward. Spargo so aggressive, so confident. He's on top of the sandbags, and Spargo's finally taken down. Man advantage goes over to the CTs. Zorte's moving in, trying to get the defuse out. He'll have time to do so as well. Piatola come from the side.
It's all there for Nemiga, so things going in the green for them, and Forrester winning the duel. Nemiga looked to be guaranteed that 15th round, in which case we either get a 16-14 or we end up in overtime, and I don't get more damage accomplished in this one though. An AK recovered for Twix. Okay, never mind.
Maybe getting to 15, and more often than not you'll see teams buy up. But Jo coming in for the sidelines. He's waiting, flashbang, overhead, Forrester, fully blind, Forrester moving forward, in they go, Piatola, good for one, down to 3 on the CT side, Piatola, still alive, still hunting and searching, but it's Forrester from the side, and he's brought down. Zorte and Jo, they can fight all they want, but overtime. Mine. Still, a double up, always pretty expensive, even so, but it's Trixie to move in, Zorte to take him down, finally able to get 1 and 2 on that spot.
Okay, it's have they forgotten so quickly how these rounds have been playing out? Typically, they've been winning most sets.
MDS has revealed his position by firing up and not landing anything. Piatola has given enough space and even gets another. Box will go down, that's massive. And although Spargo will fall, Piatola's got plenty of options, and one of those is...
Folk will actually allow him the potential to escape. Does he continue to just perform?
MDS's position is really important, but how does he miss that? How does he miss that shot? That's so crucial. Jo in the meanwhile does instead, and the terrorists there proceeding to move in towards that B bomb site. Twixie needs to be contested, but Forrester is good for one. Box adds another, and now the flank is going to be everything. They're on nowhere to hide, and the bomb's been planted, at least, but Box peek up in towards them. The smoke will give them some cover, but not for long. Jo drops down through the smoke, gets damage. Nade as well to follow. Will not take anyone's life, but he's still so deadly. Keeps it going, carrying them across. Jo is doing it all. In him. Box though, he's in quick, and Spargo's missed his shot, but he's got a P250 to follow up and finish off. No, that wasn't Spargo, that was Piku. Zorda's fighting in. He misses the shot. Zorda's taken down. Piku and Twixie have done it all.
Yeah, a difficult position. Okay, he's supposed to get run down by you. But weakened up Twixie, now Piatola as well weakened up. Jo though, a kill now.
Piatola needs to land the shots. Piatola has Peku at least to back him up. So, back to a 2v3. This isn't over yet. He's not expected. They're not going to be thinking about this at all. Piatola peeks in from behind, and he's taken down by Jo, who's making it possible, but with the Molotov spreading over, he's got to get the kills. Are they going to be revealing him? Dog is waiting for them. He's got the first. That's beautiful. Jo thought he could move past into alley. Unknown. MDS is so scared of the back lines, and they're moving in. Back towards B, they go. Zorte, though, once he's taken away Spargo, they decide against it. It is diminishing. Chances are decreasing. Nemiga is coming, but Uli's still that lost barrier that remains between them and the finish line. Uli waiting for a peek. Uli waiting for a chance. Uli looking to peek out wide. Gets himself another one. This is possible, but possibilities are declining. Piatola alone versus the world. It is cruel, and it is difficult, but he's got a kill. The molly's good, and he's now waiting for the P. Piatola's done it!
And that's where KOVA seems to thrive. We run it back. We go again. KOVA starting on the CT side this time. The run boost. Oh! It hits all the right spots for me.
Well, you're absolutely right about that one, because it might just be a clean sweep right here. Zorte alone, and
was a constant threat to the Nemiga push, but Box finding an entry, and Spargo, he's been lost. It's actually Twixie that comes in on the rotation and holds him at bay, but it's only momentarily. Piatola, once again, called through into the clutch. The bomb dropped and exposed on the site. But how does he reposition?
Being in, he's zoned in, he's inside the matrix, and he's found the kill. MDS will fall, and the Architects will have to come through inevitably, but Piatola around the corner. Piatola's been seeing Jo's playing this perfectly, but Piatola from the side!
Hides now. And oh, 1-for-1 exchange. Forster actually got a sharp entry, but it was quickly traded.
One Molotov can be so often. Jo comes in from the side. Jo's so good. Jo's so great. He's got himself two. All game long. He's stepping up for the lack of his teammates, and his pickaxe ready. Comes in from the side. Waits for the bomb plant. Sees one more. Uli's got the kill. And a chance for more. Not on that, but Piatola, keep an eye on him. Piku's got one, but Piatola's down. Twixie good for trading. And Zorte, well, he gets a pass. Instead, CT's force themselves back. And MDS them, but that's just not happening. Flashbang goes in. MDS gets the headshot, but not the kill. Box is trying to defuse. Box is trying to stick it. Box! Waiting, but Piku's not waiting at all. Piku's moving in. Piku, though, overrun by Jo, who is now the wielder of that secondary AWP. Forrester moves forward. There's flashbang, but he's turned the wrong way. And Zord of a flank coming in from Uli now sees the player as a smoke was missed, and they've got to use another one. Uli left alone. 1 versus 4. It's finally